and I'm back with another mini review. Check out the link below if you want to hear more of my thoughts. Hello and welcome back. This week I'm excited because I finally finished the Capfield series. So really it's kind of a bittersweet feeling finishing this last book. E.P. Spiegel, great author, really enjoyed it. So for those of you who maybe haven't seen the other Capfield reviews, long story short, Arizona desert, there's an abandoned set of alleys. We find out recently that they're like in an old factory area sort of thing. That was a really common thing in the American Southwest, and a lot of these factories are still not necessarily in operation, but they're still around today. And basically around these factories there were like little towns essentially for the workers that worked there. So there are the alleys, there are some old towns. There's a group of kids led by Jet Cage, and then there's Robert Cage, his dad, and they've sworn revenge on each other. And this all goes back to Robert Cage, the dad, and we'll just call him Cage and we'll call Jet Jet. This whole revenge thing goes back to Cage killing his wife Naomi years ago and then Jet running away. And the reason why Cage killed Naomi, and we learned this a little bit more, well, we learned the details more in book 2 and 3 especially, but basically he works for Mr. Duke, who is father of Wesley Duke, who always wears a backwards cap, and he runs a hitman organization out of the alleys, and he just wants all the control. So book 4. Book 4 is a heart-wrencher, you guys. Book 4 goes back to book 1's like adventure action feel. It's still got character development, but not as much as books 2 and 3. Book 4 is Cage and Jet are in the thick of trying to finish each other. And while they both are like, ooh, they're my father, they're my son, and part of me still loves them, part of them just, well, Jet can't forgive his dad for killing his mom, and Cage can't forgive Jet for seeing him. So, the Rat Pack, the kids led by Jet, are constantly pursuing Cage. And this one's a tearjerker because characters die, finally. I don't want to spoil it because I want you to commiserate with me in my like, what? She did it? She took care of them? She means Spiegel, obviously. Because honestly, I didn't see some of those coming. I really thought that like something else would happen, and it didn't. And even as sad as it is to have those deaths, it really moved the story along in a really interesting way that did allow for some character development. And I think it set up the end pretty nicely, just because it's kind of like the Deathly Hallows epilogue where it's like years later they're all hanging out, but like it's not that cheesy. Like it's still a little cheesy, but it's not like a conversation. It's just kind of Spiegel wrapping up how they all get together and they talk about their childhood sometimes. So it's a really solid read. Pacing incredible. It was a page turner. I basically finished it in like a day because I just had to know what happened next, especially with those character deaths that I kind of sort of spoiled. Anyway, I definitely recommend, especially if you like the crime genre, especially if you like suspense. Spiegel is a really great author who knows just how to sprinkle little hints throughout the book, and it made for a fabulous read. So that's all I've got for Capfield book 4, Over the Fences, or Over the Alley Fences, excuse me. And this month is Crime Month, apparently, because next week I will be reviewing Christopher Ann's 3rd book in the Marchetti series, Marchetti. So, again, if you want to hear more of my thoughts in more detail, click the link below, follow me over to my longer vlog, or check out my blog post, or both. It's all very much appreciated. In the meantime, happy reading and thanks.